All right. Good afternoon. I'll get you started here. Before I do that, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season, obviously to you guys, to your families, and to all the fans out there and their families. So certainly appreciate you guys and the support that we get year round here. So with that, I'll get into the injury report for you. I know you guys are interested in that. So the following players will not practice today: Jordan Phillips, Matt Prater, Jordan Poyer, Daquan Jones, Josh Allen, Dalton Kincaid, Cam Lewis, Joey Bosa.
With Josh and yesterday, are you still confident he's going to be available for Sunday? Were there any changes yesterday?
No real changes. Today was just a chance really to get around him a little bit and see how he's feeling today. Obviously sore, so he's not going to practice today. We'll see how tomorrow goes.
And then with Shane getting time, you're only having Mitch. How's that going to look? Is Mitch doing everything today then? Or how's that?
Yeah, I played a little bit in high school, so we may have to warm it up a little bit there. It's been a while, but oh yeah, Mitchell do most of the work today, and it's pretty much a walkthrough for us anyway. So,
congrats on finishing up the
oh, thank you, appreciate that.
How does that in any way change your plans going into the weekend, especially with this lengthy group of players who are injured as far as roster?
No, it's a valid question based on where we're at and the injuries we have that we're dealing with. We're going to keep an eye on it. It at this point doesn't change anything, but certainly going to keep an eye on things specific to some of the guys on this list here.
How do you size up the AFC right now, Sean? I mean, it's very competitive at the top.
Yep.
You look at Houston being the last seed with 10 wins already. What do you think of the kind of conference race?
Yeah, I'm so focused on our team. We're so focused on our team. I don't really follow it maybe like some do. I keep an eye on it. And to your point, I think one of the things that's pretty impressive is, teams with 10 wins are fighting to get in the playoffs here late in the year. And, it's not always like that year to year. So it just, I think, speaks to the quality of football that gets played across the league, number one, certainly in the AFC, and then also the parity year to year. Teams that were there maybe last year aren't there this year. So again, just gratitude that we've been able to do what we've been able to do, but also the vision going forward that we have for ourselves.
Sean, yesterday you mentioned trying to find the right combination at D-line. How would you evaluate Gary Mathis and what he's done for you guys throughout the season?
Yeah, a guy that joined us earlier in the year and didn't really know much about him, to be honest with you, other than, because of his short sample, I guess you would say, in terms of playing. So, he got back out there this past weekend, did some good things, had some games earlier on before he got hurt there where he did some good things as well. So, a young player that hasn't played a whole lot that is looking to continue to grow through reps and experience for us here as we move forward.
What kind of value, especially this time of the year, can you gain from your teams winning in different ways, comeback fashion, or finding it out to pull things off in Cleveland? These different ways, obviously, you want everything to be as easy as possible. But is there value, especially heading into the postseason, winning games in different ways?
Knowing how to win, I would say, is important. Overall, different ways to win, but knowing how to win, being in close games, that's kind of the NFL as it is anyway, as a league as a whole. So, there's some good things there as well. That said, those wins don't necessarily directly impact the next game or trying to find our next win. So we're really just set on trying to improve week to week and day to day and try and get some guys healthy along the way as well.
Sean, give an indication on Matt Prater if you think he'll be a double this weekend?
Don't know for sure. We'll see how it goes, and just take it one day at this point at a time. Not necessarily a setback, maybe if there was a setback, maybe it's a small one, just trying to, again, manage it, what did we call it last week? Injury management. Injury management. That's the expert over here. So injury management. Is that per Joe? Yeah. So we'll use injury management. Thank you, Joe, moving forward. That'll be my answer to everything, every question.
When you think about this week, obviously people spend time with their families and everything like that. You are in a spot where you probably don't get a lot of time usually to do that.
Yeah.
How do you kind of balance those two things in a week like this where you want to spend some time, but it's a very busy part of your career?
Yeah, it's kind of what you sign up for all of us in professional sports, you guys included. You don't get a lot of time off this time of year. It's what we sign up for. That said, we've moved our schedule around, trying to keep perspective on things as well. It is Christmas, and it is a time for people to be with their families, those of you that and us that have families nearby, and if not, spend it with people who are like family. So don't want to lose sight of the reason for the season, as they say, and in the midst of a busy football season and the jobs that we have to do.
Are you, do you kind of oversee the Christmas morning situation? Like every dad has a different kind of vibe about that. What's your vibe on Christmas morning?
Do you want to talk about your vibe? Huh? Do we want to get into that? Present management, yeah.
I like collecting. I like making a little basketball hoop with the garbage bag and the wrapping paper.
Yeah, I think isn't that a lot of dads' jobs overall is to hey before we start, let's get the big trash bag out, right? And then you kind of get the groans and moans from the rest of the family, like why can't we just start now, Dad? Why do you have to always do that? And so yeah, that, and then the dog likes to tear open things and kind of get in the way as well. So it makes for a lot of fun, right? It really does. But as much as each Christmas is different, there's a lot of similarities year to year with dads, I would say, over the course of Christmases. So there's probably a lot of dads out there that can relate to what I'm sharing in terms of being that guy that's in charge of the trash and the trash bag. So
Doing your 111.
doing my 111. That's right. That's what I'm responsible for.
John, what's your take on the subject? The Eagles' run offense that last year was all world, and this year the numbers say they've regressed a little bit, but obviously the players are still seemingly very talented.
Yeah, very talented roster. They've done a great job building it, in particular the key positions. And numbers are numbers, and numbers can indicate certain things, but they can also not always tell the full story. And we know who Saquon is. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame player. Their offensive line, very talented as well. Done a great job, with the coaching that goes along there with Coach Stoutland, and then the offense overall, extremely talented on the perimeter. So as well as the tight end position, so it's a tough unit to stop. And the run game in particular is real. I know the numbers say, and I'm not buying the numbers. So
How tough is their secondary?
yeah, they're very good. They're very good. Cooper and what he's been able to do in such a young career to this point. Coach Fangio does a great job. They don't do a lot, but they're extremely effective at what they do, and it's led by their front. I mean, you watched the Super Bowl last year, as we talk a lot about. There it goes, right? And so they're led by their defensive front, and then with what they do at the corner nickel position, some of their safety. I mean, they do a really good job and the linebackers collectively have been very productive for them. Good instincts. Zach Bond's been very impressive as well, and they've got a talented roster.
Out of curiosity, for all the history you have with Philadelphia, with the Eagles, curious that it's the one NFL team you not beat as a head coach.
Is that right?
It is.
Yeah, they've got a good team. I think in 23 we came within a whisker of beating them. So give them their props. We respect their team and how they've won, and certainly defending Super Bowl champs. So we go to work today to work at it.
Tanya, if you guys named the Pro Bowl,
always good to see that. There's always guys you might feel should get there. One of the names is Reggie Gilliam, and all he's done for your top-ranked rushing offense to not have that accolade. Do you address things like that and say, like, hey, man, we know how valuable you are? Does that matter at all in the room? A guy like that who doesn't get the recognition, and a lot of people feel he should get the recognition.
Yeah, no, I love to recognize guys who maybe aren't written about, and you guys collectively do a good job of finding those kind of hidden gems. We talk a lot about, after we play a game and, certain things that aren't going to be celebrated or, written about, but they impact winning. Reggie's one of them. And those guys factor into what we do and how well we do it. And I think that's really I've said this before, but some of the MVPs are not maybe, household names, but we wouldn't be where we are year to year without some of those people, player wise or staff wise as well. So it goes a long way. All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks, John.